Morning, 7:59 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Tuesday, September 17th, 2024. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. So this is going to be a quick update. I've got about 8 minutes to 10 minutes to do this. We got to get my son to school, and I can only be doing this until about 8:10 at the latest. So I wanted to do this update. XRP right now is flat at about down 0.3%. There is a potential here for a continuation. It's just a matter of, are we going to be able to have the volume to help support this? In the shorter time frames, it's tough because it could be a reversal candle here to start the morning, and it could end up bringing us back down. It all depends exactly how this plays out. Basically, we're at 8 o'clock right now. This candle is just closing. It looks like almost an inverted hammer candle here in the 4-hourly, so it's going to be interesting. Daily was an engulfing candle to the top side, and right now this is still intact. We had a reversal down here, so the fact that we managed to hold last night, we could have some volatility to the top side, but the 2-hourly right now is a little bearish, so we're obviously going to have to pay attention to that. If we look at this in the 30-minute perspective, starting a little bearish this morning, honestly. Starting a little bearish here. 4-hourly. We could have started a bearish bias. We don't know because that looks like an inverted hammer. We'll see if it plays off positively or if this is the start of a breakdown. We do have rate cuts coming shortly. We were looking at this to see if potentially we could work our way out to that 61 cent area. As of right now, I suppose you could look at it something like this. I think we could have something more like this. So 58, this uptrending support at 58.1. If we were to lose 58.1 cents, that is where we could fall down to 56.7. So we need to see how this plays out in this morning. So pay attention to that short-term setup. We are still trying to push 61 cents though. This has not broken down yet. We had an overnight consolidation, and honestly, unless it breaks right here at 58.1, that could open the door back up to come down to 56.8. But as long as we hold 58.1, we would be able to bounce out and then try to push that 61 cents. But it's a consolidation right now. And like I said, we managed to hold overnight, but we didn't go anywhere. So now we look at it in the early morning hours. Are we going to just pour down now? Which it's possible. It's very possible that we could pour off. But let's see how we react here as the morning plays out at 58.1 cents. If it holds 58.1, this is a standard consolidation. You don't really want it coming down too much below that. Let's see on the USDT chart how this would line up. Yeah, so 58 cents it's going to basically be at on the USDT chart. Let's just see real quick. It's very tricky though. Very tricky. Got something like this, so if it wanted to on this consolidation, a support structure would be right around 57.9. So it's going to be tricky though. Any kind of trade here is tricky. That's why I do $100 trades in the copy trading, because even if you get a 10 or 15% loss, it's $10 or $15 and we can make it up. Right now we're up about $268, but if a trade that I had going, if it doesn't materialize, it could end up being like a $10 to $15 loss. And the materialization would be if this ends up breaking out of this structure. If it breaks down out of this structure and it comes down too far, then we'd end up, it wouldn't work out too well. But it does look like an inverse head and shoulders is trying to build here. Inverse left arm, inverse head, inverse right arm. So it does look like something is building up here. Boom, boom. And I want to see how this plays out, honestly. So we'll see. We'll see how this goes this morning. I'm optimistically I'm optimistic, but at the same time concerned because we have rate cuts coming. And if we're going to make some kind of move here to 61, I would anticipate it to happen before the Fed speaks in about a day, day and a half here. So that's what I'm watching for. Those are the way the charts look to me. Now, to your charts might look a little bit different if you're looking at a longer term time frame. But I think as far as the short term, I think we've got this pretty nicely. I think the way that we're looking at this is a pretty good way to interpret it. So I'm looking at this. I want to see if this plays out in an inverse fashion. If you're part of the copy trading, just understand that when I take trades like this, I'm letting it play out a little bit. So this could be one of those $17 losses or $20 losses. I don't know, because I would want it to play far enough down to lose this inverse head and shoulders. So if it loses, it loses. We'll still be up, you know, 245, 250% if this doesn't play out. But I'm willing to let this play out. If you're copy trading, you know, tolerate the risk. Or if you don't want to play this to possibly $15 loss, you're going to have to sell it right now. And you can do that individually if you're copy trading me. But I'm giving you a heads up. I'm not a financial advisor. But these are moment in times. If it backfires, I lose $15, $20. I move on and I try again next time. So, but I like the way this inverse setup is trying to set up. If it's invalidated, then obviously we know we come back down to 53.3 cents. No harm, no foul. But we monitor our risk appropriately. So then the drop, it could technically be first level 56.7 after it loses 58.1. So just be very cautious and very understanding of the pattern formation. I'm XRP Future Millionaire. If you appreciate my work, please hit that like button, subscribe to the station. If you are copying me, monitor your risk. And if we do lose a couple times or if we lose some, I know we win a lot, but we're looking at the overall P&L on what we do. Right now we're up $268. Which means if I lose $25, $30 even on a trade, we're still going to be up over $230, but it's not going to be that big of a loss on this one. This one would be about 15, 20 bucks at the most. So that's why I do lower amounts. So just understand when you trade with me and copy trade that you understand my philosophy and you trade like I do. So if you do lose $15, $20 on a trade, you're going to have to move on. And if you can't accept it, well, then you're going to have to stop following my trades. Other than that, if you want to trade with me, video description below and our pinned comments. There's BITUNIX, my A1, lowest spot and leverage trading fees in the USA and worldwide. You can trade XRP worldwide, including anywhere in the USA. No KYC or VPN needed. If you're sending or receiving from a bank account, you would have to do a KYC, but you would want to in that case. Other than that, HOTCOIN, if you want to copy trade me, that's also in the video description below and our pinned comments and on my homepage. You just click on the links. And you can join me on HOTCOIN. I highly encourage everybody to set up these exchanges that I use. Click on the links because I'm not using the exchanges that are fudding us. I use the exchanges that make it cheaper for us to trade. And then if you want to be a swing trader as well, these are the exchanges you'd want to be on, HOTCOIN or BITUNIX, because the spot swing trading fees are minute. So take advantage of that. If you appreciate my work, send a YouTube super chat or join Tom's Army. You can do a Cash App, Venmo, or PayPal. I'd greatly appreciate that. And I would love to hear your comments about this possibility of this inverse head and shoulders. I think this is very much setting up. It's just, it's going to take some testicular fortitude to understand it. And then if it breaks through, you can't be too mad. You just got to move on. So we're going to play the short-term bounce. But if it does break this structure and pushes down, it will stop us out if it comes down too far. We'll lose about $15 to $20 on that. And then our copy trading venture would be down from a $268 profit right now, and it'd be down to about $245 to $250, which I'm okay with. We've got margin for error, and I'm going to use that margin for error sometimes. That's how we created the margin for error, was trades just like this. That ended up playing out. The reason why we miss on 45, 46% of the trades is because if a trade doesn't pan out and we get stopped out, we're not losing 100%, but we might lose $10 or $15. And in this regard, we're risking, well, let's just say 15, 20. In this regard, we're risking. Let's just say we're risking 20 bucks here. And let's say we bought it at 5.8, I don't know, 4. If it comes up here, that's a 70% move. So you're risking 20 bucks to make 70. So basically you're risking, for every dollar you risk, you're risking $1 to make $3.50 per dollar you put up for risk. In my book, that's not bad at 3.5 to 1. Now, risk though, it's a risk management. That's why we like to do the stop loss. So just approach it appropriately. And make sure to hit that like button so YouTube does recommend this. And share this with others. Bitcoin's up 1,000 points or 1.74% as we walk out. We've come up to what we thought we were going to hit yesterday, 59,220 or 210 is our first resistance. We get above that and we pull this W reversal. This was how we avoided the bearish bias to 56,729 or 797. And if we get above this, we can push to 60,593. So pay very, very close attention. I got to go because we got to get my son to school.